Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. Welcome. Today, we're playing Esoteric Ebb, a game that was pitched to me as Disco Elysium, but D&D. So, that's cool. Uh, I don't know how many sessions I'll play Esoteric Ebb, but I know this. It seems cool as hell, and I want to try it out. So, let's look at the options real quick. Turn down the volume just a tad. And a new game. Alright, lore. Every shepherd knows a song. It bellows up the river. Earth lives in that sliver of land. Torners lament, folk prayer. Strength measures your natural bodily prowess alongside a testosterone-fueled mindset. As a man, it is only proper for you to hone your figure and its capabilities. But why? The search for meaning is as vital as the struggle towards competency. Luckily, you already know your cause. To protect the innocent, to lead the weak, to sacrifice until nothing but your bones hit the pavement, to literally die. Become a zealot, regain your honor, set out on your divine mission. The cleric's unique tank on strength. Uses. Higher strength allows you to equip extra items. Be violent and or manly useful in encounters. Religious fervor and aesthetic nationalism. And increased manlyhood. Role. A high strength cleric. Votes for the party of Norvik. Prays to his dead god. Uses brute force on puzzles. Punches big bad evil guys in the face. Wants to become a real human hero. Loves quests. Simple as. A low strength cleric. Is a weak sniveling rat. Bows down to anyone stronger. Can't handle the banter. Gives up when the going gets tough. Is afraid of women. Doesn't care about quests. How strength impacts cleric. Alright. It is imperative to simply explain to these people they have the right to choose. Belief in oneself is just. Wealth is built from within. Maria Doc. Moonwatch. Sights beyond reeds. Dexterity measures natural reactivity, balance and poise, the haste in which you express a witty remark or notice a nervous glance, and of course your ability to gracefully avoid the consequences of your actions. It's all about risk versus reward. It is that feeling of self-preservation when everything falls apart around you. To grab as much as you can while the grabbing's good. To progress towards a new future, full of freedom. So those who look out for themselves can prosper and survive. I promise you, no one else will. The cleric's unique take on dexterity. Uses. With enough dexterity, you can steal anything. Pick locks and sneak and dodge traps, and roll initiative and react quickly. As a dashing rogue. Become rich as a Republican revolutionary. Just run away, dummy. Just run away, fivehead. A high dexterity cleric. Votes for the revolutionary free striders. Wait, did that say Republican revolutionary? Okay. Votes for revolutionary free striders. Collects piles of shiny coins. Acts first in every encounter. Avoids trouble before a bruise. Always has a witty reply. Looks out for himself. Takes big risks and win every time. A low dexterity cleric. Takes big risks and fail every time. Doesn't notice anything in time. Stumbles over his own feet. Drops the ball, figuratively and literally. Is slow, mentally and physically. Is dirt poor. Very embarrassing. Always listen to your hungry stomach. The hedonist. A blind manifesto. Constitution measures your natural stamina, both mental and physical. It's how much you can take before going down. The world is harsh and unforgiving. It will beat you to a pulp with words and stakes. So listen to your gut. The instinct that kicks in when you're standing at the pit. It is the voice that speaks nothing but bodily truth. Every choice you make, every emotion you accumulate, can be traced back to the lower half of that stomach of yours. Follow it. Regain the mortality of fleshy logic. Simple, easy, truthful. The cleric's unique take on Constitution. Constitution is needed for hit points. Control your body and its esoteric connection. Your political party polled 2% last week, and you don't care. Pain is good for you. A high Constitution cleric. Keeps forgetting there's an election. Focuses on the good things in life. Is tougher than entropy. Keeps his neuroticism in check. Talks with the spirits in the walls. Listens to his gut. Is already dead. A low Constitution cleric. Will die. Panics over everything. Listens to his gut and is wrong. Has no control of his bodily functions. Can't handle the pain. has no special connection with the walls. All right. Intelligence. A glorious design. Let those who learn lead through merits of ability and nothing else. Lord Phileas Prax. Autobiography Prax. Intelligence measures your ability to recall, store, and process information. It is your logical receptacle and calculator. It is only proper for you to hone this pulsating mass within your skull. But why? Simple. Pure, unadulterated ego. Knowledge rules the world. So too shall you one day lead the weak. Bring your geniuses to the masses. If they do not bow, they do not deserve you. You know everything about the past. Therefore, it is only rational you will truly know the future as well. Enlighten the ignorant masses. The cleric's unique take on intelligence. A higher intelligence lets you prepare more spells. Think, plan, and execute an actual plan. Complete the magocratic return vote for yourself. Be a genius without peers. A high intelligent cleric votes for the best wizard. You despises and envies the gods. Solves every mystery with ease. Masters arcane magic. Spouts historical facts for hours. Is dismissive towards those lesser. Knows everything. A low intelligence cleric. Knows nothing. Is both ignorant and confident. Oh no. Makes up tidbits to seem smart. Is barely sentient. Cannot intentionally solve mysteries. Is an idiot. Duh. The large crumple upon their heavy forms. The mystical falter at the crucial point. The small rise to the occasion. Halfweed's poem. Wisdom measures your awareness, intuition, and the ability to understand the world around you. To feel it. You may not know why, but meeting the gaze of another grants you an empathetic bond with her wants and fears, her dreams and hopes. You can read people for good or bad, and pick up on details others would pass by. It is your belief in the heart of all folks to give and share what you have, and to be completely and utterly selfless. It is the only one true road to redemption. Gods only know how hard you try. The cleric's unique take on wisdom. Higher wisdom lets you empower your spells. Be kind and see the good in all folk. Egalitarian hope of the Asgalian working class. There are no big bad evil guys. A high wisdom cleric votes for the Asgalian Workers' Party. Hates nothing except hierarchies. Embraces his feminine side. Follows his bleeding heart. Masters primal magic. Reads body language like a champ. Notices all details. A low wisdom cleric is an oblivious fool. Misreads cues all the time. Does not think about the lower class. Does not get people. Fails at spotting traps. Is not aware of where he is. Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused. There's... I couldn't read the rest. Yeah, it doesn't let me scroll down, I think. Anyway. Those who believe in democracy have a wonderful view of folk, to think them capable of making rational and informed decisions devoid of personal bias and emotional conduct. It is frankly inspiring. Nicholas Darrow, Memoirs of a Statesman. Charisma measures your eloquence, confidence, and ability to navigate social situations of any kind. In short, it is the force of your unkempt personality. But they don't need to know that. Smooth talk your way to any position of your liking. You can be affiliated with any known faction or thought. Reality is molded around your wheel. Like a chameleon, become a social operator. Become anything you need to make everyone finally love you. The cleric's unique take on charisma. Uses. With high charisma, you get an automatic discount in select stores near you. Win every conversation, say the right thing. Say whatever gets people to like you and become an apolitical force of nature. Be arguably sociopathic. I don't know about that last one. A high charisma cleric votes for whatever makes him popular. Was socialized as a child. Knows what to say to win favors. Can actually work with some baddies. Loves to mind control people. Sees truth as a suggestion. Has no soul. A low charisma cleric. Isn't very likable. Doesn't know how to act with people. Fumbles the baddies. Fears conversations. Is like the opposite of a skilled orator. Has no style. And background focus. Punching bag. Cronus first. 6 PE. Punching bag. You're a farmer's son who grew up in the city. Of course you'd be an outcast. It took time, but eventually you figured out how to cope with it. Troll killer. Feltini 14th, 7 PE. You don't remember it, but you know well how your father died. Sometimes it motivates you. Sometimes it feels impossible to live up to. 22nd Grigorgi, 10 PE. Kiosk kid. Your mom was around a lot, so to keep yourself out of trouble, she forced you to get a post-school job. You still despise the smell of newspapers. Lore enthusiast. Spending time alone in the city, you often ended up in the Darwinian library. The strange history of Jor's realm was a constant companion to you. 11 PW, 12 PW, 13 PE. Crowd pleaser. Inevitably, you ended up with the wrong crowd. You quickly picked up on this slang and radical terminology, doing anything to get real friends. And finally, Little Weirdo. No, not finally. Little Weirdo, 13 PE. You were a novelty to them, the boy who would do or say anything for their attention, for their approval. After 2 or 3 years, you got quite good at it. Cronus 19th, 15 PE. Egaliest activist. Your friends soon introduced you to the rebellious belly of Norvik. As a teenager, you spent years spreading chaos and worse, dwarf propaganda. Orthgard recruits. After your arrest, there wasn't much arguing about it. 3 grueling years in training drilled on the city code and virtues, but you survived. One friend. You ever really only prayed for that one thing during those lonely years, but the gods did not answer, so you learned to manage, as always. Acolyte. Your knack for scribing got you a promotion to the clerical duties. Picked out of the ranks, you quickly showed deep devotion to your divine city. Tower Apprentice. Joining the towers is an honor bestowed upon few. It is also a terrible challenge, even for you. Who would have thought lectures were so draining? Arcane Prodigy. For the first time in your life, you are a natural. You've always known a few cantrips, but real magic power was something else. It was power. Palace Pawn. As a rising talent, you often found yourself in the midst of politicking of superiors. Despite your best efforts, it never ended well for you. Faithful Harbinger. Unknown. There's something wrong. Praying to a dead guy whose whispers only lingers in the air, slowly fading. You are isolated among your peers. Esoteric Expert. You spent most of the night seeking esoterical insight and lonely life. Your findings were unwanted by those in charge, yet you did not stop. Ever. Revolutionary Scribe. Disillusionment. A city with ideals not upheld. One day you chose a side. The emerging democracy. You wrote day and night for change and glory. Abject Apostate. No one likes you. When you were demoted for dereliction, no one spoke up against it. But it's fine. You'll be fine. After all, you're used to it. Dead Cleric. Growing up alone, getting into trouble, training with the Ulfgard, devoting your life to and becoming a cleric. Was it always supposed to end in the river? And back to punching bag. Alright, and what's pre-built? We have Primal Cleric. What is the nature of man? Trickster Cleric. Don't keep your fingers to yourself. Scholar Cleric. A lone thinker, a man of ideals. Beefy Cleric. Yes. More apples, apple boy. Unstable Cleric. They should bow before your ego. Okay. Phew. Okay, we had a lot. So, I'm leaning towards 1 in Constitution, 2 in Wisdom, 2 in Charisma, 1 Intelligence, 1 Strength, 1 in Dex, 2 in Constitution, 1 Intelligence, 3 to Wisdom, 1 more Charisma, 1 more to Strength, 1 more to Dex, 2 more to Constitution, minus 1 Intelligence, up 1 Wisdom, 2 for Charisma. We'll give 1 to Strength, 1 to Dex, 1 to Constitution, 2 to Intelligence, and 1 for Wisdom, and another for Wisdom. Alright. And my background shall be... We'll pick Dead Cleric. That sounds fun. Alright, does return do something good for me? No, that just puts me back. Alright. Okay, but at least it stays. Now what? Oh, my proficiencies. Right. Wisdom and charisma. And now I can finish. We read a lot. That was a lot for something that is just the bare beginning of the game. I have a feeling I might be a bit in over my head, but luckily I have my water next to me, so I will be taking frequent advantage of that. 5 days into the first ever election. An explosion erupts at the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. A weak cleric among his peers. One with incredibly deep esoteric insight. Complete your quest in any order. Do not be afraid to make interesting choices. And remember to love everyone no matter what. The campaign will take you from levels 1 to 6. We'll play for about 5 to 8 sessions. It's been a journey to put this together. I hope you have a good time. Chris. And as a tip, as you level up, make sure to boost your favorite stat. That always makes things more fun. Speak with the dead. Level 3 necromancy. Oh, cool. They let me read it. Level 3 necromancy. Casting time 1 action. Range 10 feet. Components VSM. Burning incense. Duration 10 minutes. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and cannot be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the last 10 days. Okay. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse only knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell does not return a creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Interesting. That must be a bitch to try and math out as a DM. Jor, truth and nothing else, a voice declares. What is your name? Intelligence, DC 8, success. Ragn. Your name is Ragn. Ragn. We'll stay silent. Charisma, DC 10, success. Good. Play hard to get. You say nothing. Another question from the darkness. What is your occupation? Wisdom, DC 15. Success. As if it matters. Constitution, DC 11. Success. You are dead. Dexterity, DC 8. Success. Dead? How can you be dead? You're thinking, aren't you? Dead does not mean gone. Dexterity. What are you, a fucking poet? Look around. What's an occupation in this context? Stay silent. Charisma, DC 10. Success. Honestly, since you don't know who you're dealing with here, I agree. Probably smart to shut up. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? Wisdom, DC 10. Success. We need to find out who blew up the tea shop. DC 15. Success. And most importantly, for what nefarious purpose? Constitution. The Goblin Chieftain. She needs you. The tea shop exploded. Why all these questions? To find the Goblin Chieftain, is that right? Stay silent. I'll keep my silence. Charisma, DC 10, success. Yeah, no. Giving away your personal aspirations like that could totally come back to bite you. You, Staying quiet causes a deep silence to fall upon the darkness until it is broken by the next question. Then the voice asks, "What is your political affiliation?" The question strikes your entire consciousness, sending it spinning. Wisdom, DC 11, success. If you care for your fellow, vote for the Asgalius. Dexterity, DC 11, failure. Free Striders? Maybe? Then again, you're no revolutionary. Things just move way too fast these days. Constitution, elections are exhausting. Failure. Strength, DC 11, failure. It hides in the back of your skull, a fact that you are bound to be a nationalist. And it frightens you, the pressure. The nationalists, Asgalius, the Free Striders, I don't know any words. Actually, I may be political. Stay silent. Silence is golden when it comes to politics, at least. The voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. How did you die? Constitution, DC 11, success. Drowning in the river. Wisdom, same way you lived. Unable to step out of the uniform, not for 1 second. Dexterity, now's your chance. Break free. I fell into divinity. She took me whole. I died when he died. Stay silent until the darkness ends. I am not dead. Yeah, dying's for chumps. A game by Christopher Bodegard. Published by Raw Fury. Sound design by Isaac Johnson. Music by Anders Bach, Brian Batts, Christian Paulson. Illustrations by Oscar Westberg. Artwork by everyone on the list. Programming by Tobias Luff. Editing by Phil Jameson. Alright, no more reading credits. Esoteric Ebb. A Lopter. There goes the Lopter. Day 1, March 22nd, 27 PE. You. A fresh start. Get up. Wisdom success. Your heartbeat is loud, screaming. Constitution. Your body aches. It is stiff, as if you slept for days. Strength. DC failure. Ready for the quest to continue. Look around you. Check your stuff. Wait, what's this about a quest? Wisdom. A circular stone chamber. A storage for apples and corpses. Intelligence. Those pile of apples? Is this Tostad? Success. Tostad, a sprawling island fortress and one of 5 distinct districts in the city. It sits in the middle of River Torna, home of Jor's Pillar, a sprawling tunnel network, and Water Lane, the greatest trade hub in Ascani. You are in Tolstead right now. Oh, I can keep going. Strength, DC 9 success. River Torna, the second largest documented river along the coast, splitting the band of Ascani in half. Intelligence, success. Band. An esoteric divide splits the circular coast of Yor into 8 geographic areas, commonly known as bands. Each band has unique esoteric and natural traits, and stretches from the coast to the infinite wastes. Wisdom success. Esoteric. The magic of Yor and its strings. The coast is infused with it. Yor, the name of our realm. Also the name of the legendary wizard who created it. He died during the closing, at the end of the Gate era. Wizard. A book-learned arcane spellcaster. Typically plays Yor's string by memorizing and executing esoteric rituals and chants. Arcane, one of the 3 pillars of magic. It is represented by the forces that make up all esoteric events. Those who play Yor's strings tap into these powers, programming the laws of the existence around their whims. Yor's strings, the ley lines of esoteric power that holds the realm together. Alright, check your stuff. What stuff? Your hands start around your pouch and uniform. Constitution, DC 15, failure. Panic, sweat. Charisma, DC 10, success. No spellbook, no mace. Face it, you've been robbed. Constitution, your legs shake. Tears begin to form. Wisdom, deep breaths. Your belongings are surely here somewhere. Wait, what's this about a quest? 1 hit point. Oh, yes. A quest. You're on a quest to save the city. Earth be blessed. Save the city? Do I remember everything? Wisdom, DC 10, success. Yes, everything is off, but your memory's intact. Your quest was given yesterday. Remember, the tea shop. Strength, DC 9, success. Quest, a task performed by a heroic individual and or professional adventurer. The tea shop? Yep, the tea shop that blew up. It'll be a tough one. Might take days. This is a job. Ah, so I've done this before. A quest. I like those. Wait, how much time do I have? So to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. You haven't really. Your previous experience lies more in some basic Uthgard militia service, as well as a few years at the Tower. The Towers, the home base of the Order of Arcane Clerics of Norvik, also known as OACN. Cleric, a servant of God, deeply devoted and spiritually connected, typically a divine spellcaster given power through the deity. Divine, one of the 3 pillars of magic. It is represented by the sacred, the faith of all folk, their souls, and is granted by gods who once have walked among us. Rogue sorcery was not your main subject, but yes, you've read a lot about these types of fiery events. They are not too common these days, however, this incident does not appear overly complex. A quest? I like those. Good attitude. There's always more around the corner, so look out. Don't want to miss any. Wait, how much time do I have? Election week added. Until the election. Duh. Which is in 5 days. Time only advances when you make new choices in dialogues. So to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. More or less. But you got like 5 days to do it, so no stress. There's that feeling again. The feeling you are about to enter a path from which there is no way back. No way back? That doesn't sound too good. Can I think about this first? Yes, let's finish the job. Damn right. You'll do great. Now get going. Alright, but first You feel dizzy. The weight of the Uthgard uniform, a dull pain takes hold. Your body aches. Its contents rotting. You must consume an apple, now! Wisdom, success. Your mind forms a trail from one cross to another. You know not why you stand among these apples, but you know everything else that has gone wrong in your life. You must dig yourself out of this trench with kindness and an ever-brightening love for folk. If your stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest, inform, and offer unique paths. Trust them at your own risk. I'm so very confused. Uh-huh. Okay, thank you, voices in my head. One step at a time. Get going. Alright. I can behold, and I can trifle. Let's behold. This isn't yours, is it? Trifle. Tattered cloak. +1 dexterity, -1 charisma. Sure. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel dampness spreading into your gloves. Dexterity success. Oh. It is light blue and tattered. It was once yours. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. Weigh it in your hands. It is heavy. Wring out the water. The filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. So we must have got dug out the ocean. It's still quite wet. Should I wear this? No? I'll think about it. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. The cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. I really love my pouch of holding. Yes, you are very lucky. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. Crowns, the Norvikian crown, the main coinage in Norvik. It is not yours, though. It's the city's. You can't use it for just anything. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Okay. An apple looks better than the ones in the pile. Trifle. Apple. An apple grown on Toastad. Colors ripple across the surface. Consuming it will save your soul. Consume. Yummy. Please don't put it on. What's this? A very important piece of paper. Voting card. -1 intelligence. A scuffed voting card made out to Ragnar Hellman. It is from a Dwarven office, for some reason, and someone has checked in all 5 parties on the list. You need to bring this to a polling place on election day if your voice is to be heard. You pick up the surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. The card is slightly torn and has clearly been drenched at some point. At the top it says, Rusk Tort, in big bold lettering. 5 days remaining. Oh right, there's an election. How does this thing work? Look at the list of parties. Good to know. Oh. It was nice to not think about it for once. We've never had one of those before. Neat. We should get a good God King again. Worked great last time. It's time for a damn revolution. Very neat. Finally, your voice will be heard. How does this thing work? After you pick up the district office, you only need to check out the box of 1 of 5 parties. Then you deliver it on election day to the polling place. Although in your case, you need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with the signature. Since you filled out every box. Like an idiot. This is your 1 vote. You should indeed take care of it. Look at the list of parties. Nationalists, Party of Norvik. Freestrider, Revolutionary Party. Freestrider, the new way. People in the east have overthrown the old wizards and gods. For years, the revolution has slowly creeped into the city. Now it's time to finally join the free cities and get rich. Free cities, a collection of city-states and reeds, all united under the golden banner of Freestriderism. Norvik will join them, one way or another. Agilis, Workers' Party. Agilis, the workers who built this city want to rule it. Seems only just. Their vision is of a fair and even society, where those who live underneath rise up to show their worth. After all, why can't we share? Agrarian, Rural Party. Agrarian, those who live off the earth. Simple farmers, people of the land. The common clay of Ascani fields. Their political movement has been swallowed by the Exilius. Asken, one of the 8 bands along the coast. It is a cold, mountainous realm. It is your home. Also referred to as Ascani interchangeably. Arcanus, Party of Magic. Arcanus, the Magocrats who ruled pre-Coast War human civilizations in Old Diminor. Also a very minor political party in Norvik. Old Diminor, a term for deminor, often used to refer to the band before it was renamed Reeds during the end of the Coast War capitulation agreements. Some say it with sarcasm, some say it with pride, some say it with fear. Coast War, the Great War. A conflict between the Arcanists of Reeds as well as every other nation connected with them across the coast. A horrible waste of human lives, which claimed millions of lives. There was no honor in this fighting, that you know. Coast War, a near-century spanning conflict between every great nation of the Arcane era. Scholars estimate it claimed more than half of the human population. It is said to have begun in 398 AE by the inciting spark of the assassination of Priestess Iona. And it generally agreed to have concluded with the fall of Thazin in 481 AE, 57 years ago. Human, tall and beautiful, like yourself, known as the pest of the coast, by those who are less inclined to reproduce like rabbits. And finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input anything you want, or just leave it empty for a null vote. Gain 5 experience. The box next to each party is filled in with a smudged check mark, including the last empty one. Smart move. No one can get mad if you vote for every party. Are these all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norvik. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressives, the Torch Union, Order of the Scales, Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. Agrarians, and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined a larger party or fallen aside. Good to know. Divine Scripture, where it does not belong. Shield of Faith. Memorize Shield of Faith. How do I get to my thingy on the side? Is that my spellbook? Shield of Faith. First level Abjuration. Casting time, 1 bonus action. Category Divine. Range 60 feet. Components VSM. A small parchment with a bit of holy text written on it. Duration. Concentration up to 1 hour. A shimmering field appears and surrounds you, protecting you from damage. For the duration, any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Can I just cast that? I would love to just cast that. A great mound of apples. Engage. Behold. A divine shrine covered in apples. Shrine of Earth. Runes fill your senses as you approach. Earth, your god. The color is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. And worse, it is covered in rotten apples. A sacred shrine lived in this place, and its insult to Earth and all its people. Are these old things still around? Are these rare? Can I pray here? To what exactly? To Earth, of course. There are many gods listening to your prayers. Always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. So I can pray to some random god? Earth, I need to pray to Earth. So it's a waste of time? I'll think about it. You may pray as you wish. There is an internal element to it that is underappreciated. Are these rare? No, you will find shrines like this all over Norvik. These old things are still around, huh? I'm not going to do that. Kneel, move on. The shrine towers over you. You feel small. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has reason to do so, either in or out of dialogues. Each cast spell expends 1 spell slot of the corresponding level. Remove the apples. It does not take you long to move some of those nasty apples away from the front of the shrine. A small improvement, but big in the heart. What other guards are there? Many, you know a few. Earth Father Norvik, Asgal Ashmak, Torgig the Gambler. I'm done. You devoted your life to follow in his footsteps. Asgal Ashmath. Asgal Ashmath was a dwarven god of exiles and egalitarianism. Asgal Ashmath, a dwarf of low caste born deep in Lek Murzk's morass tunnels. When he attained divinity in 443 AE, he crushed the kingdoms and formed the Asgal Forkham Forge. On his death in 47 AE, a great civil war broke out, resulting in exiling of all his followers to the surface, but his influence was felt all around the Undercoast and above as his exiled dwarf spread egalism to all corners of Yor. Undercoast, nickname for the Undersea Coast. Undersea Coast, the gravity reverse cavern sea and archipelago. Right underneath the coast, dig down far enough and you'll end up passing through the gravity flip. Then you can make the climb to the Undercoast. His followers do not pray to him, for he is not even seen as a god by most. Togig the Gambler. A trickster, type of god only famous for his ridiculous ploys. Togig the Gambler is often seen as a silly goblin MILF. Togig the Gambler, a trickster goblin who united the tribes of Ascani during the Divine Era, most famous for cutting off his right hand to fulfill a prophecy. It's pretty hardcore. Goblin, short and green, got claws and fangs, little monsters. They've got 3 tribes in Norvik and are considered somewhat civilized. In truth, there are a few goblins who still worship him after the conquest. The conquest, the correct way of referring to the historical event in which humans founded Norvik. Most humans, however, refer to as the Reconquest. Frank Togig would, if you for some reason would get a response, only result in the exact opposite of what you wanted. Okay. So you are. I already looked at what other gods. And that's I'm done. Gotta spray, prepare spells. Wait, can't I heal here through some divine assurance or something? Not precisely. Gods do not usually grant divine interventions for minor injuries. Wisdom, DC 13. Attempted prayer healing. Well. Yeah! You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye. And you remember the words. Chant upon me, Earth, shepherd of his folk. You're filled with a spirit of nostalgia and power. Let me pick up the burden. Lend me your strength. You feel reinvigorated. 8 hit points. This is it. This is the prayer of healing. Prayer of healing. Gained item. Prayer of healing. Yes, indeed. Sadly, you are unable to cast second level spells at this time. Gain experience. But it won't be long until you will be. Alright, let's prepare some spells. Okay. Preparing spells. To the right, you may view a list of all your available spells. In order to cast spells, you need to first prepare them by approaching shrines, which are scattered across the city. For each spell you wish to prepare, fill in its empty slot to the right. You may only prepare a spell if you have a spell slot of the corresponding level available. Spell slots. To the bottom left, you may view your current spell slots. Each circle represents 1 slot which you may expend to cast the spell. You may only cast spells when there is a use for them. When a spell is castable during specific situations and dialogues, the spell tile of that particular spell will be lit up. Spell tile buttons can be found next to your spell slots once you have finished preparing your spells. Okay. So I got 3 spells. I got Cure Wounds, Shield Faith, Prayer Healing. And I can only prepare 2. So... And now, I pray. Shrine of Earth. Staring at the chiseled monument, you focus your mind. You take a deep breath and begin your prayer. And tranquility. Contemplate the tea shop. You let your mind go through the basics of what you know. The tea shop was destroyed in the middle of the day. Minor injuries were reported. Your goal is to enter the tea shop and investigate it properly. That is it. Contemplate the election. Your first election. The first election. Your vote won't matter. Your vote will be the most important of all. Ask those around you for what they will vote for, and you might find your own voice along the way. Can I return here when I have more things to think about? Always. Finish your prayers. You do so. I'm done here. What is this? It's a corpse under a blanket. Trifle? Okay. And engage. Cold corpse. You stare at the blue rag. It's draped over an outline of someone. Sir, you can't sleep down here. Ah, I see. It must be normal to take naps down here. Checking the rags. Let him sleep. He must have had a rough day. Sir, you can't sleep here. Cold corpse. No response. It's a corpse. He's too still to be alive. Sir, please don't ignore me. Silent treatment, huh? Funny. No breathing, no movements, no nothing. Oh. Oh, he's dead. No shit. Oh, he's dead. No shit. I could just keep doing that. Charisma comes up every once in a while. Axe check on the rag. I should stop messing with the corpse. Let's see what's in there. Gain experience, plus 5 XP. Underneath, you find a cold corpse of a human. Thinning blonde hair, unkept facial hair. Yeah, this guy looks fresh. Like he could just sit up and talk to you. The DC difficulty class of a dice choice is determined by how challenging that roll will be for you. If you select a dice choice, you will then roll a 20-sided die. If you get the same or higher as the DC, then you succeed in that roll. I'm good with corpses, right? Intelligence, DC 10. Examine them closer. Challenging. I'm good with corpses, right? What do you mean? Like, I've been trained to handle them, right? You know exactly what you're doing. Formal training is for people without true talent. Oh, right, I mostly deal with paperwork. A hero is not afraid of getting his hands bloody. Got it, I'm a master of corpse graft. Paper and ink, baby. Dreadful work. Intelligence, DC 8. Examine it closer. So it's gone from 10 to 8, which is good. You believe in your non-existent abilities. Now moderate. Let's roll, baby. Yeah! Still, there's something strange here. This is no regular gentle repose. Look close, but do not move the corpse. Lean in and look closer. Harsh scars all over the skin. Signs of either a hard worker or a careless worker with littered skin. Cause of death apparently appears not to be directly visible. No blunt trauma either. Gain 5 XP. Considering his age and the shape of his body, this man likely died of a common disease or eternal failure. That's pretty broad and vague. Unless you're willing to start cutting, that's all you get. Except... what? There's also a marking on the right leg, a circle with a cross inside of it. 300 pieces added. You recall that is a marking of PR, potential revivification. Oh, right. This guy can be revived? Seems so. He most likely died during care and was granted immediately gentle repose. However, he clearly did not have an RF, a revive fund, nor did he have family members with enough ready cash. Or perhaps he was just an unlikable fellow. Who knows? Fair enough. You cover up the corpse once more. So, I can cast Revivify on this guy? Potentially, yes. Although the question is more akin to, why should you? A 3rd level spell slot is a valuable resource. Why waste on some blue-collar corpse? That's terrible. If you can, always save a life, or bring it back. That is always the right choice. Of course it isn't. Ignoring the fact that you cannot simply spend your power on any old fool, there are also a million outcomes to a resurrection that could lead to a negative outcome in the world. Resurrection. The act of returning a dead person back to life. There are many spells that can do this, from weak Revivify to legendary True Resurrection. Despite your good intentions. Good intentions build a better world. Perhaps in your foolish alignment system, but not in reality. It's okay to loot him, right? Yeah, why not? If you can suffer the loss of moral integrity, I can. Moral integrity? It's a dead guy. He's not going to need his stuff, obviously. Not the guy that will complain, but don't go around talking about it too loud, okay? Who was this guy? His hands are calloused. He's built like a sarcophagus. Just a man. A dead man. An honorable dead man. Why is he here? This is a morgue. A lich house, clearly. Corpses are kept on cooling in places like this, before cremation or burials. I should stop bothering the corpse now. Anything else around here that's interesting? What's this? A sealed vase, marked as organic disposal. Alright. Is this also a sealed vase? This one's labeled miscellaneous. What's this? The air is cool in here. An esoteric effect. Behold, a pile of apples. Prayer of healing shield spell. What? What am I trying to do? I was just looking at the apples. Yeah, why did it do that? Oh, I see now. I didn't press up. Engage. You stare at the pile of apples. Apples are good for you. Whose apples are these? Not yours. Maybe they're grown somewhere around here or below. From the ground or from the trees. Should these be stored alongside corpses? No, it's a health hazard. Of course not. It's nasty. Something tells you that no, they should not. Could I eat my way through these pile of apples? You could certainly try. You have a feeling it might be worth the while, but only if you push to the end. You are not capable of carrying such a tremendous burden. It would be greatly beneficial. Ability checks. Roll a d20 with your modifiers to get a unique outcome. I don't think rolling a d20 is going to happen. That's a lot of apple. Remove the bad apples first. Alright. Your hands swipe over the surface of apples, carefully plucking away any with signs of spoilage. Alright, Constitution. It's you and me, baby. 17. Success. You look upon this challenge with determination. Your stomach is empty. Dig in. +1 hit point. First apple goes down the hatch. Going smooth so far. Now the third. Yep, that sure was an apple. Going smooth so far. This one was harder. Your stomach fights its taste. It's getting difficult. One more should be fine. This is the limit. As you chow down an apple, you feel your jaw ache. Your hands shake. Gain experience. Apple overdose. Dangerous stuff. No such thing. Come on. You feel refreshed. For a moment at least. The pile of apples towers over you still. You barely made a dent. Yes. Eat the apple, apple boy. I feel sick. As you feel sick, you see something sticking out of the pile of apples. A piece of paper? No. Gained item. Dancing light. It's a spell scroll. Ah, the scroll is just for a simple cantrip. Oh well. You quickly memorize the scroll, consuming it into your psyche, as you always do. Some people at the towers used to feel your innate power to master magic like that, which is understandable. It's pretty terrifying. Cantrips are spells that can be cast at will outside of dialogues. They do not consume any spell slots. You can access your cantrips in the bottom right. Very cool. Check it out. Dancing light. You create a torch-sized light within range, making it appear as a torch, lantern, or glowing orb that hovers in the air for the duration. Whichever form you choose, the light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. Bitchin'. This guy, he just won't move. A guy, he looks indecisive. Trifle. Wisdom tooth. Pickpocket. DC 15 dexterity check. Sure. Oops. With your fingers fumbling in his mouth, you grip over the fancy magical tooth slips and he bites down. Ouch. You instinctively move your hand away, but he still gets a quick nibble in. You're in his mouth? Cease rummaging through the undead moss, please. This is highly invasive behavior. Try to behave. Be good. Oops. Wrong bud. Zombie, you approach family man by the apple pile. He does not acknowledge your presence. Bites you and then ignores you? How rude. He is unaware of you. Greetings, citizen. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon his dried face. What's your name? He has not even turned to look at you. Why is this man not listening to me? His glassy dark eyes just stare forward, into nothing. Wait, is this a zombie? What is he doing? I found this voting card here. Is it yours? Should I defeat this zombie? Attack the zombie. Go away. Leave. Sir, are you, dead? Not even a groan? How disappointing. What's he doing? He's attempted to clear a path to the apple pile. He's probably been at it for a long time. Is this yours? It's mine. You're very rude. Nope, it just found another out-of-place apple. We need to establish an agalist government. It's the only way for average peasants to not fall back into oppression and feudalism. Or worse, magocracy. A government with heart. Zombie just keeps moving piles. As long as we don't collapse like the original Esgalian Undercoast state did, or the Vice Cod Kingdoms, or the Three Wings of Divinitorum, or the fleshy ball plank does not reply or counter your words. Am I boring you? Zombie carefully places another apple at the top of the pile. He does not have an opinion of any kind. Should I defeat this zombie? Yes, it is only just. Undead are not allowed to be in Norvik. It's not doing anything. I'll leave him alone for now. Spiral staircase, ancient architecture. Wow. Viskin's Lair, Upper Tolstad. Mushrooms, probably edible. Swamp extract. Thank you. Viskin, local mortician. I can't read any of that. Behold. Behold a DC 3. I can't behold nothing. I need to rest before I do that. Jor left his mark across the bands. Today, it is a universal mark of sign of magic. Engage. Viskin, local mortician. The pale man hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work. His pencil slowly filling the line out line after line. On top of the paper, you can see an icon of a serpentine drake. That symbol. It's on a lot of official documents of the city. That is the Great Perch of Norvik. Great Perch, the drake-like sea creature found along the River Torna. Earth was known to tame these creatures, and eventually, the Great Perch became the symbol of his great city. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. Death. This is death. I am Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there is anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. Yet his eyes say something else. And his voice is familiar to you. Look around the room. Dimly lit and damp, a musky stench lingers in the air. You see books and flasks and stone altars around a circular chamber. There are several corpses present. Did you save my life? He puts down his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, cleric. Tell me everything. Of course, it must be confusing. To tell you the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night. They'd caught you in their net, took you for a corpse. Not that I blame them. You weren't exactly in prime condition. Fair. You quite literally live in this filthy uniform. No wonder they thought you were dead. How did I end up in the river? Not a river. The river. I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad. There are 7 bridges over River Torna connecting Tolstad to the rest of the city. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. I must have slipped. Perhaps there's an esoteric explanation to all of this. How awful. His uncaring tone speaks against his words. Who were the fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Find them. They hold the truth. So, where can I find these fishermen? He pondered your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say. Perhaps Waterlane. That's just a guess. Waterlane, the largest trade port in Norvik, isolated in a massive tunnel piercing the center of Tolstad. It is a so-called marvel of dwarven engineering, and it is the reason so many people commute to Tolstad over the many bridges, considered one of the great crafted wonders of the world. Good guess. Lots of boaters that hang out there. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. So I am, in fact, alive. The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes, I believe you are. I have some other questions, I think. Do you now? DC 31. Figure out what's weird with this guy. Can I even get a 31? I require some assistance with things. Of course, cleric. Anything for the city. I don't know where to go. Your shaky voice makes you sound positively fortified. Dwarvish word meaning desperation, anguish, hysteria brought on from mental pain. Complete and utter despair of flesh and bone. I don't mean to tell you what to do, cleric, but there's a certain rumor that our local goblin chieftain is waiting for you. Goblin chieftain? Lady Miska Sageleaf is her name. She is down in the Goblin Garden. Goblin Garden, a dwarven-built citadel, sitting at the southernmost tip of Tolstad, is now a goblin sanctuary and greenhouse. Of course you've heard of her. Lady Sageleaf is quite famous. The name is spoken with both reverence and fear. Dragon of Tolstad added. They call her the Dragon of Tolstad. I'm not afraid of some goblin woman. She sounds scary. The goblins live in a garden? Well, not quite. You'll see when you get there. And when you do, make sure you pay your respects. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally. I would even go so far as to call her de facto lawkeeper here on this island fortress. A sliver of genuine tone slips out. He has great respect for this dragon. Wait, this is part of the job? Talking with some petty goblin queen? You may find her at the southern tip of Tolstad, the pale man says, and keeps scribbling on his papers in front of you. So, what do you know about spellcasting? Quite a bit. He seems worried on the subject. You can teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps up on his face. I sadly don't have time for a popular lecture at the moment. After the election, I can make time, if you're interested. Beware, his tutelage holds great evil. Until then, you're free to browse my collection, he says, glancing at the many books along the western wall. And of course, here, memorize Charm Person. A copy of Charm Person. It will surely be useful to you. A truly diabolical spell. The towers teach it only to higher tier spellcasters usually, despite its first level. That's a great shortcut to charming people, although you gotta be careful with the fallout, if you care about such things. Can you explain the very basics of spellcasting? Oh, I mean, of course. He wonders if your head is still filled with water. As a wizard, you memorize your spells before casting them. As an arcane cleric, you must memorize your spells during prayer at a shrine. There's one downstairs by the apples. Where can I find more shrines? There's the Temple with Earth, of course, just up the stairs past the pillar. There's also the one on Waterlane View, I believe, past the trade post. You'll find more hidden around every corner, I can promise you that. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. Spend time learning them, drafting out pages at the palace archives, or the Great Library in the towers, since you obviously would have some access to that. However, I don't believe I have time for either of those options, so I would suggest the other route. What's that? Spell scrolls. Right, scrolls with spells on them. Indeed. Now, Tolstad is filled with all kinds of strange caches, so you'll probably encounter more just by looking around. If you get your hands on a scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spells, doesn't matter, I'm sure you're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. I am. Sure, thanks. We'll see about that. He nods to you, goes back to his writing. That's all I have to ask about spellcasting. Very well. If you want to practice, feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant Ost. Wow, that's evil. Treating a servant like that is despicable. Maybe I will. I don't want to do that. In fact, that sounds quite awful. Fair enough. Just remember that spells are terribly useful when applied properly. You called me cleric. I did, yes. What gave it away? He stops for a second and glares at you. The facade drops for but a moment. A heavily armored man in Urgoth colors, with a prayer book on hip. Thoughts land on the pages of spells you've meticulously worked on for years. The book is not in your possession right now, but it must be near, if the pale man has seen you with it. They might have found you in the river, but you're clearly of city stock. Could be happenstance. Could it? What does happenstance mean again? He puts down a pen and stares at you. How's that head of yours, cleric? A bit rattled. His calm expression does not change. Like a glass doll, the pale man is not real. Beware. I am the cleric. Good for you. An example of that sarcasm thing mentioned before. Though I'd love to ask, what type of cleric are you? Type? Yes. If you are a clergyman, you might run a congregation for a local religion or deity. Then there are the clerics of the bureaucratic variety, city officials speaking for the religious states. Charisma, rules are meant to be broken. You're not some stiff councilman. You, however, must be an arcane cleric. No, I'm a basic clergyman. I am a boring bureaucrat, yes. No, I am the chosen one. You are correct. I am an arcane cleric. Arcane sounds pretty mystical, so yeah, I'll take that. I figured as much when I saw your spell book, or do you call it a prayer book? Either way, you clearly played your strings as much as you channeled this divinity. That's all the help I need, thanks. Great. Anything else you want to ask? There's a zombo in your basement. Oh. How quaint. No, an undead abomination right below. That's not an appropriate response. Sure. Why is it there? We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. The city below, short for the city below the city. A phrase used to describe the incredible amount of tunnels and ruins below Norvik. Lots of monsters and stuff down there. Also riches if you delve down deep enough. However, I will take this up with Lady Sageleaf. I pay good crowns for HWBT protection. HWBT, Halfway Bridge Tribe, commonly known as the Halfways, one of the 3 goblin tribes in Norvik, and arguably the most influential despite their small size, led by Lady Miska Sageleaf, with their own headquarters in the Goblin Garden on Tolstad. He is lying through his fancy teeth. Wait, no, I don't believe you. It kept moving apples. You don't seem very alarmed about this. Great, had that cleared up. I don't believe you. What do you mean, cleric? You're a criminal. Harboring zombie workers. You need to be punished. Prepare to attack. The zombie is clearly working for you. That's illegal. You're doing something weird here. I don't like it one bit. I greatly apologize for putting you in this situation. It is my neglect that led to this undead creature entering the tower. I will make sure to tighten up security in the future. No, you're... Ost! We'll do a queen sleep in the basement this evening. Get ready. The kobold screeched... Yeah, this kobold gives a screech. Yes, master. I will also make sure to report this to both the HWBT and the militia. You're clearly doing something shady here, so... Of course, I'll be sure to ask for a thorough inspection by the PCG. Pest Control Guild. Pest Control Guild, one of the oldest guilds in Norvik. They are supposed to keep any monsters at bay and clean up any unwanted critters along the city, across the city. These days, there are so bogged down requests from citizens in the city that they usually have backlogs for months. If there's anything unbecoming about my business here, it shall be uncovered and unveiled. Holy shit, he just keeps going. Thank you very much for your service, cleric. It is because of great men like you that the city still stands. Make him shut up. Resist his incredible oratory power. Think better of it. I'm sure a good word with your patriarch will assure a promotion of some kind as well, especially with this great work you're doing of the tea shop. This patriarch, top clerical rank in Norvik, different from Lord Patriarch, which is the traditional administrative leader of the city. Only about a dozen men currently hold the rank. They manage a selection of clerics at the towers. Lord Patriarch, commander of the city forces and top of the cleric beneath Earth. The title is appointed by Earth. Currently, Lord Askham holds the title, having led the city for the past 30 years. He is a withdrawn leader over 80 years of age, and has put most of the power in the hands of the magistrates. Askham, the Lord Patriarch of Norvik, the supposed face of the Nationalist Party, but due to his withdrawn behavior, most campaigning is done by the magistrates. Alright, I don't think I can make him shut up. My charisma might help, though. Charisma, do your thing. Bitchin'. Focus on the main point. Illegal zombie, go. Stop. I know what you're doing. The pale man opens his mouth to respond. The zombie did work on your property. He closes his mouth and looks at you. He was picking up apples or something. That's a violation of the The bone purge. Yes, I'm aware. The pale man takes a deep breath. He reaches below his desk and brings forth a pouch. An isolated incident. It will not be repeated. A bunch of crowns. He hands it to you. This feels like a bribe. This is a bribe, isn't it? Crowns? Score. This is a bribe, isn't it? Of course not. As a city cleric, you obviously have the ability to accept Das Bolter on behalf of Norvik. Das Bolter, Dwarven for day fine. Some might call it a legal extortion, but it really depends on the district. Violation of Bone Purge, Article 4. In singular violation cases, a Das Bolter of minor class is issued. In relation to my status as a toll-side business owner, that would be precisely 25 crowns. How does he know that? Now that that issue is behind us, anything else you need? I won't pass this, but might as well try. Godlike. Figure out what's weird about this guy. 11. You glare at the pale man, who keeps working on his documents for approximately 2 minutes. Eventually, you feel stuck in your thoughts. I don't mean to imply no more than the Honorable Uthgard member, my good cleric. However, you must certainly have more important things to do on a day like this. He's correct. Maybe you can get back to this later. Some dice checks are locked on failure, and can be attempted again later. These checks are unlocked on a long or short rest, or by spending shards of yore. But a roll with a very high DC should probably be lowered before attempting again. I wish you luck with your endeavors. Okay, I'll be going now. Before you do, make sure to collect your belongings. He gives you a quick inspection with his dead eyes. Too quick, like he's trying not to show interest. Weird. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, also a voting card. A peculiar voting card. Every party had been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. Sorry, I'm indecisive. Pale Man ignores your comment. I asked Oz to lay the surviving pages of your spellbooks dry over there, he says, and points across the chamber. Then he looks at the pocket watch on his desk. That is an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Beyond that, you should be good. Did I have any weapons? None. Good. You do not need arms in the city. You need hearts. Got it. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee were as devoted as you, cleric. He gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. His words bone a hole in your heart. When exploring a city, you may move faster by running. To do so, either double click or hold shift the left trigger. Time to go. Red Eye Uth. Your fate one day. 2 crowns and incense. Yeah, whatever. Ain't gonna do nothing about it. These stone slabs are designed to slide along the iron beams. Interesting. Wait, is that? Ruined prayer book. -3 intelligence. The book is now ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. Only a few pages of the soggy, bracken-ish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of indecipherable symbols. Askani writing, of the most basic kind. Wait. Oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, no, no! By Earth. Phoenix Folio updated. This is your prayer book. So many hours. Wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It's ruined. That'll cost a fortune. Take the ruined prayer book. You flip the ancient tome open. There are some fine handwritten letters scattered across the pages. While the symbols appear to be readable, you do not understand the language. De verbis draconium. Ars occultia. Yar's name appears to be Calum Diminori. Can I read it? No. You have no idea what this means. Right. I need to get my hands on comprehend languages. Right. That is a spell you used to keep prepared all the time. Find a spell scroll, maybe you could buy it somewhere. It's fairly common. Some of them stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. Oh, okay. I'm going to read these, but I'm not going to voice them. As always, this man is contradictory. He both praises his own natural gifts and mental abilities while stating himself worthy only through his hard work and merit. It's ridiculous. I'm going to take a drink of water. Making himself out to be an underdog. Yet he has not addressed his own privilege. If it is only merit, then he should not have needed any of those fancy private studies or lecturers. Stop complaining. The story's just getting good. 5 XP. Ironic. With hints of paranoia. This is way too much reading. Why would you open a book then? Shut the book. Alright, I'm getting experience, so might as well keep going. I would love to read these, but I'm not reading them out loud. I am speed reading them though. I kind of get what they're going for. This is a printed edition of Philly's work, but still old. Probably came from the earliest Norwegian printers. You've read this before, but you do get a better sense of what this all means now. It is, in some sense, a plea, a stern suggestion for every human in Norvik to lose any sense of former tribal identity, to embrace a new one, a Norwegian spirit, to give away to the old and embrace the new. It is not a completely bad move to unite a folk. To unite a folk is to build commonality, to lower inequality. Although, of course, there were many direct ways the state at the time made sure that the old did not remain in shadows. Violent oppression at the times. Okay, we read all the books on the shelf and got a good chunk of experience for it. Human. Cause no trouble. Ost. Chief of Security. Hold. This one is quite hostile. Stay on your feet. Wiggling his little clawed feet, the kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes. Master, say you behave. You're adorable. The kobold glares at you. Complete and utter annihilation. The aura of a conqueror. A killer. Your soul shudders. A battle of will. Do not give in. Glare back. Our eyes meet each other still. Ever vigilant. Oh, your eyes meet each other still. Ever vigilant. Keep glaring. The kobold does not move. Glare some more. Yep, you're staring at each other. Glare. Eyes meet eyes. Glare, glare! You're looking at a kobold's yellow eyes. Stare in an angry or fierce way. Looking hard. Leaning closer to the kobold's stern face. Intimidation factor is insane. The kobold meets your gaze and keeps meeting it. I don't think I'm getting any more out of this. Fair. The kobold looks at you with a cold expression, determined and confident. He's not glaring at you. This is just his default expression. A default expression of death. I have some questions for you. Short question, go. Who are you? I am Ost, Chief Security in Lich House. The kobold appears proud. There is no humility in his voice. Strong little one, nearly immovable. You are a kobold. Not question, next. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's not a question. Quick, save it. Dexterity, DC 12. Try to save the question. Oop. You bite your tongue. The taste of blood fills your mouth. The pain changes your brain chemistry for a moment, leaving your mind in shambles. Oh no. Save the situation. Say something. Anything. Ouch. What are you? The kobold mutters that he's watching you splatter fresh blood and saliva all over the floor. That's what you get. Cleric is... What is... He's baffled. Your actions have truly made a mark upon his dark soul. You so much managed to make the stoic kobold speechless. Congratulations. Smile. I'm wearing a mask. You can't see me. Your inexplicably, perceivably bloody smile is sure to cause havoc. The kobold stares at you. You wipe the remaining blood off. There's a limited supply of that, just so you know. How'd you get this gig? Not a gig. What is it then? I am devoted servant for master. Got it. You wouldn't actually shoot me, would you? No promise. It's hard to take you seriously when you're so cute. That's what crossbow is for. I think he's starting to you, but it's hard to pick up over how adorable he is. Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding. Not funny. You would make greater use of it than this puny creature. Just take it. For whatever reason, he must have been ordered not to hurt you. Don't push it. Kobold snorts. Go away. Don't let this slide. Just take the crossbow. That wasn't a question. It was a demand. Try to convince the kobold. How do we do this? Appeal to his better nature? I don't effing know. Find a reasonable argument. Probably with a lie. Ooh, 17. Oh, you know exactly what to say. There's only one thing that could possibly convince this kobold that you should get the crossbow. And that is, of course, Fiskin asked me to get your crossbow. Master did? The kobold glances over to his master. Yeah, he said I needed it more than you. What? Why? The kobold seems to believe you somehow. Why don't you ask Fiskin? He said you're so strong you don't need it anymore. Both of these are pretty funny. Let's do the funny one. The kobold squints. Master, question I... Yes, give the cleric the crossbow. He just goes with it. Yeah, I don't care. Do it. Oh, of course, master. The kobold reluctantly and slowly hands you over his crossbow. Master is always right. The fact that he handed it over like that pale man sure is special. With the crossbow safely in the grass, the kobold scoffs. Weak human. Of course you need crossbow. Thanks. Alright. I ripped this dude off for all that he's worth. Oh, I forgot my pocket watch. Thanks. Esoteric pocket watch. The mechanism appears to be jammed, however, so you can't fire it, but it sure looks intimidating. Okay. The silver line timepiece never shows the correct time of day. It is always at least 10 hours out of alignment, no matter how anyone tries to correct it. At a touch, you can feel the faint magic pulsing within. The wielder gains a greater perception of esoteric happenings and occurrences within 200 feet. +1 intelligence and advantage esoteric events. How do I equip things? Oh, I see. I can just move them up and down. I'd say that's an accessory. Cool. -3 intelligence. Ah. Can be used to recover first level spell slots. Please don't put it on. They are not mind altering. Probably. Okay. Practically your face. Do not take it off. No, I will not take this off. Okay. Can I put the apple up my butt? Yeah, put it up my butt. Turn your pouch inside out. This empty all stored items into your inventory. 1 item found. Okay, cool. Let's see how this works. Unlock chest full of strange books. I'm not going to push it while he's watching me. That's pretty obvious. Voices upstairs and smell of salt. Isn't reading fun? Oops. There we go. Hello, boys. Men at work beneath the Ausgaus at Green Banner. Azov B.E. Behold. He stands by his ideals with the gut and little else. Maybe tomorrow. Not right now. Around the amphitheater scene, you see a number of dwarves hard at work. They're constructing a banner of some kind, carrying a bright green flag. The banner of Asgalf, the Fool. One of the dwarves stands face to face with you. Stands face to you with a furrowed brow. He appears to be in a staring contest with the orc on the other side of the theater. Oi, Mr. Cityman. He calls out to you as you approach. We've made it clear already. We're not moving one bit. He shoots you a shit-eating grin. This dwarf gets extreme pleasure from telling you to fuck off like this. Dwarf. Short, stout, hairy, loves to dig and build. You know the drill. Heh, drill. They built most of Norvik and have a long history with the Earth folk. Earth folk, people of Earth, ancestors of those who reconquered the Ascani coast. True mythological heroes. That's no way to greet the cleric of Norvik. Just passing through, dwarf. What's going on here? Oh, is that so? I'm guessing I'm supposed to grovel. That'd be nice, thanks. I feel like you're not going to. No need to. You'll see. You lean a little further into being a cleric. Gain 10 XP, 5 times 2, for choosing this class 2 times. Okay. You hear the other dwarves laughing behind him. Nothing illegal going on here. Nothing at all. He's only saying that because he had to defend himself quite a lot lately. Great, I was worried there for a second. Nothing illegal, huh? We have the papers. Nothing illegal at all. A half-truth. They are both guilty and innocent, just like you. One of the older dwarves spits on the ground next to him. You even know who you're talking to, child? This should be Asvolf. Alfaz of the Bahan Embers, a foreman in the Aglis movement of Norvik. He's done more good than all of your Earthguard combined. A true speaker for Asgard. Damn, that's a lot of good. You're a celebrity? Okay, sure. I have some questions for you lads. Yeah, I'm all ears. He gives the older dwarf the stink eye. Just don't mention the whole noble thing. It'll just piss him off. Unless you want that. You boys setting up a play or something? A play? We're holding a rally for the cause. This evening, workers across Tolstad will gather to hear the word of Asgal. He turns to the orc, and no one's going to stop it. Hey, baby. You hear laughter coming from across the theater. Papers, Alphaz. He grumbles, turns back to you. So, what do you want? You seem a bit stressed. No, you don't say. So, It is 4th noon. I get the lads together, and we arrive that a cursed woman is standing here. The dwarf shudders. She starts complaining. He reaches for something in his pocket and takes out some documents. We show her the papers. And the papers are no good, she says. Bah. Real convenient, I say. There's nothing wrong with these papers. We are in our right to speak against tyrants and burghers. Burgers? They are. Bureaucracy. So she's wrong about the documents? Of course she is. She's a liar, that one. A filthy liar. Alphaz nods and grunts. A terrible liar. Can't even get the words out. He knows she's right about the documents, but he doesn't want to admit it. Isn't it a bit macabre to hold a rally on top of the morgue? So, what's this rally about exactly? Can I see the papers? He gives his companions a glance. Why? Construct an argument as to why you should get the papers. 13. Just tell them you're an expert and that you're on their side. I'm an expert. Are you now? Yes, and I'm also on your side. He repeats louder. Are you now? Now hit him with, I'm your best shot at getting out of this. The dwarf grumbles. His eyes go from you to the orc behind you. Fine. The dwarf sighs and grabs something in his pocket. Gain 5 experience. Gain PPG documents. He hands over the scroll. I trust you with these documents, Cityman. Tell us we're in the wrong, I dare you. Because we're not, the older dwarf joins in. Take a step back and check it out. Let's see what's actually going on here. You examine certain items in your inventory to access unique dialogues. Okay, I'll take a look. Formal permission of public gathering. It contains a lot of legal nonsense, making it difficult to parse. Examine. It's quite light. Some kind of magazine paper. Unrolling it reveals a short statement about a political rally at the Circle Square. Permission of public gathering accepted. It says in big letters at the bottom, followed by a signature, Tolstad Magistrate Nicholas Darrow. Darrow, one of the original Earthfolk houses to found Norvik with Earth. Their bloodline can still be found in high positions all around the city. The actual text uses an archaic and typically bureaucratic writing style. Intelligence. Examine in detail. Oh, just barely. You scan the text again, checking for spelling, phrasing, and terminology. It's perfect. Not a single error. Except the date. It says the rally is supposed to be held on the 16th. The document is perfectly legal, but it's expired. Have I seen this before? Nope. It must be rare. Look at the dates. Yeah, it's expired. Cool document. It's not. I don't like it. Oh, how come? Because it's a legal document. Duh. General tomfoolery. Fascinating. Alright. Bro. Oops. Stop it. Go away. Bro. About the rally. I checked out the papers. Return the PPG. Takes a deep breath. Okay, what did you find out? These papers expired like last week. He takes the paper and shakes his head. With a groan he mutters, I know, but the date is a mistake, you see. I personally had this signed by the magistrate 2 days ago, after this supposed expiry date. They must have done this on purpose. You should have checked it more carefully. Bro, you should have checked this. I did, when I turned it in. This error only appeared on the document I got back. I'm not at fault here. Bah, the door shouts into the amphitheater. It doesn't matter whether Doro fucked us or not. We're here and they can't make us leave. He gives you a menacing glare, and I hope for your sakes you're not the sorry lash he's hired to do the deed. I'm just here to observe. Fazkamp. A Dwarven word meaning something along the lines of Delvery, a common curse word. It was a swear word, you can tell because of the way he said it. Isn't it a bit macabre to hold a rally on top of a morgue? Morgue? The dwarf grumbles to himself and glances over to the Lich House stairs. I thought it was a dentist. Fair assessment. No matter. The Asgal movement is not afraid of death. You hear laughter from the orc behind you. Big words, Alphaz. The dwarf grits his teeth. Damn orc. So, what's this rally about? Guilds. For decades, there's been a collective bargaining between Norvikian workers and the city guilds. Say what you want about Earth, but he's kept a tight leash on the upper class of the city. Damn right he did. Blessed be his name. The leech was bad for the city. Now we can grow exponentially. Yeah. But look, it ain't the same since his death. The Free Striders have burrowed into every darn power structure, from paperboys to bookbinders. In less than a dozen years, salaries have been stagnated and prices have gone up. They say Free Striderism would make the city rich. I say it makes the people poor. We need change. So you're to convince a bunch of Tolstoy workers to vote for the Asgalist party. More or less, yeah. But it's all about the spirit of community. Together, we can fight against the purchasers of our labor. As long as we are brittle as a twig in the, alone we are as brittle as twig in the older dwarf pipes up. A twig in the wind? No, that's not good enough. Like a twig in the fireplace. He points at you. That's good. I like that. Anyway, the rally will be a success. We just need to get rid of that orc. So we can call out to all the workers of the magnificent city, he exclaims, as if there was a crowd around him. Vote. Vote with your guts. With your manhood at stake. You too, Mr. Cityman. Okay, good luck fighting tyrants. Thank you, Mr. Cityman. I appreciate it. About this Asgal. What about him? Asgal Ashmas is a very controversial figure in dwarven myth, as well in history. If you want to piss off this dwarf, then just pretend not to know who Asgal is. I like him. He seems cool. Like. He's Asgal the Great. The kind... our liberator. You like him too, then? I apologize. He is cool. Yeah, very. I got to ask, though, is this a religion? Most certainly not. He scoffs in your general direction. Is it a cult? I don't know who you've been talking to, Mr. Cityman, but let me assure you, Asgal was no god, or demigod, or anything related to it. He was just a simple man with a dream of fair and just society. Nothing more. Experience gained. Ouch. Sore spot. He's infuriated, but not because of you, but because he has defended this position many times. Alright, have fun. Hey, dork. Smithy and the boys. Simmy and the boys. Alright, Charisma, don't screw me. 17. Wow. A devoted Asgal gives everything he has to support the cause. A second son kind of person, lives in the shadow of greater men. Follows the Asgal way, but not due to choice, but due to indoctrination and tradition. He wants to live up to someone. His father, a patriarch. Alright. See me and the boys. The old dwarf puffs out his chest as you approach. Fancy helmets, cityman. He speaks in a short and quiet manner, as if he's scared of his words actually being heard. The dwarf behind him laughs. Stand up for yourself. You making fun of me, dwarf? Maybe I am. What are you doing about it, huh? He's acting it tough. Be easy on him. Stare at the dwarf. He looks around. Stare at the dwarf harder. Dwarf glances at his boss. You're here for talking, then. Stare at him while slowly leaning your head to the side. You should, he stutters and points towards the stout dwarf on the stage. Talk to him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Punk. Something inside. Incense. I love incense. Who are you? You seem mysterious. Oh, you're just part of set dressing. Whee! The orc observes you with great interest. Hey, baby. Behold, Agent Vitra. Behold. 2, 1. Strength. Strength, you're supposed to back me up, man. What the heck? On the edge of the ruinous amphitheater, you see an orc sitting on one of the many loosened stone blocks. It looks like she's waiting for someone. Something or someone. She hides it well, but the orc is stressed. Perhaps it has to do with the dwarves. Exuding an air of authority around her, the large woman gives you a wry smile. Her tusks are gleaming. Not just physically imposing, this orc knows how to exert her power in other ways as well. You spot the merchant's mark on her jacket sleeve, a heart with the initials of the Norwegian Free Strider Regiment. What's this? Not often we get Uthgard around here. She presents her palm to you. Vera is my name. I am second in command guild agent of Tolstad. Nice to meet you. Make sure she knows you are a cleric. Do not grab her hand. It's not what that is. That's not what that is. I'm wrong. I'm Helm. I'm the cleric, actually. Names and labels aren't important. I'm Ron. Hello, Ron. She shoots you another smile, waiting patiently for you to say something. What's the deal with the dwarves? Oh, them. Complicated as anything. I wouldn't be sitting here wasting my precious day if it wasn't for them. But in short, they're holding an unlawful assembly, and they won't let me take a look at the document proving it. Not frustrating at all, she says, and winks at you. She telegraphs her sarcasm heavily. This is useful when communicating with slower individuals. I checked the papers. They're expired. They are indeed. Expired and invalid. Wait, they let you check the papers? Aren't you a smooth talker? If you can get them to me, that'd be quite the favor. So I should just hand her the PPG thing I got? With the documents in hand, she could simply hand it over to the magistrate's office and let them deal with it. The doors would be furious. No, wait, I already gave it back. True. Good. It would have been dishonorable to hand it off this way. Explain it to me in detail from the top. The words leave your lips as if you've spoken them 100,000 times. It's all just an inconvenience. Her eyes say, a pain in the ass. These lovely Asgalius have decided by themselves to hold a rally here on this lovely little circle square. Unfortunately, they need a permission of public gathering, or a PPG. They do not have a proper PPG. You pick up on her use of the word proper. What does that entail? Proper. She scoffs. It's marked for last week. It's expired. But can you believe that her? She's not lying, but there's something else. She's twisting the truth. In what way? And you're just sitting here because... Simple, really. These doors are ignoring my call to disperse, so I'm here as a witness. If they do not leave by sundown, they would be fined and or arrested. Why don't you just come back at sundown? I would, if it wasn't for the fact that I need a witness to witness the entirety of the trespassing. Since they were served during the morning, if they did not disperse by sundown, they would be inflicted with an entire day's worth of fine. I'd have an assistant do it, or secretary, but we're stretched thin as it is with the election coming up. No, I'll just sit here and smile politely. Arrested by whom? She gives you a smug grin. You, perhaps? The monopoly on violence here on Tolstad is more of an oligopoly. It'd be a roll of the die to see who gets to get employed to handle these rude dwarves. Maybe some goblins? The city of Norfolk also allows us to employ mercenaries for an extra legal enforcement, but the company likes to avoid that in most cases. As you can imagine, mercs tend to lack that finer touch. There's something shady about this. Do it yourself. She laughs. I love your high opinion on me, but even I cannot wrangle a dozen dwarves all at once. Or however many there are. Hard to keep track. They almost seem to spawn out of the ground. Sounds like trouble. Ha. Trouble would be at least exciting. This is just dull. If only I can get my hands on those PPG documents. Then I can simply hand them over to the city and go home early. Or rather, head back to the office and complete the orc size. The draft for the marketing meetup. Sorry, I got a lot on my plate. You're being manipulated. Be careful. I spoke with Alphonse. Oh, did you now? Don't get involved with this bullshit, unless you really want to pick a side in this Free-Strider-Asgalius conflict. Azoff is entirely in his right to hold this rally. The doors need to go. The situation seems a bit complicated. Okay, so I have no opinion on this matter at all. Sorry. Okay, enough with this centrist BS. The situation is a bit complicated. I agree, but it has not changed the outcome. We have to draw the line somewhere, don't we? Good diplomatic bullshit answer. I love it. Bro's just gonna hold a rally. Come on. Such a powerful declaration, yet I don't see any proof whatsoever, or any real argument either. It's just a clerical error. The real date is today. I don't care if there's an error or who made it. The papers say one thing, and that's the thing we follow. Can't you look away just this once? The law is more flexible than that. Yeah, sure. Tell that to magistrates. She's definitely hiding something. But dare you risk to pry? Now, I'd love to hear what you actually think. She tells you with a smile. Wisdom, figure out why she won't let this go and make her leave. All right, Wisdom. Wisdom! Wisdom, you screwed me over. Attempting to see things from her perspective only makes things muddier. You twist and turn on the situation and you just don't get it. Maybe she's really just that focused on justice. Maybe she's just stubborn. You okay, cleric? You have to solve this problem by talking to the dwarves. Just tell her you're neutral for now. Go talk to Asof. Alright. Don't be. You have no stake in this. I'll just sit here and be bored for a little while longer. She too gives off the face of an apolitical diplomat. How deliciously rancid. I'd like to know more about you. Little old me, I'm an open book. Where are you from? She doesn't ask you at first. Instead, she looks away for a moment and smirks. She's thinking of messing with you. You mean, because I'm an orc, I can't be Novikian? She says while looking at you with a stern expression. I didn't mean it like that. She laughs. I know, don't worry about it. I'm from Blood City Bay. I ran with the warbands when I was a girl. Took me all around the coast, she explains, far from the cursed plains of the Feltire. Feltire, a land of elven ruins with the magically fertile lowlands in between. In its center sits Blood City Bay, the largest city on the coast, built out of the corpse, or rather, just the head, of the Gorgorian. We were hired during the Third Revolutionary War in Reeds. When it was over, I stayed behind. As she speaks, you see her eyes glimmer. Those memories seem to be coming back to her. She's seen a lot. Those were the days. What's it like being an orc in Norvik? My kind is quite rare, so... She mumbles, her gaze trailing off towards the horizon. Some sadness, loneliness. You feel terrible for her. The occasional comment does sting a bit. I've gotten used to it. How nice of you to ask. I know it's like being discriminated against. You do. I'll be damned. If you don't mind me asking exactly how. I do mind. It's a secret. Members of the Holy River Order are a minority ascending. Humans are going extinct. We need to fight back. I'll choose number 2. That seems the most normal. Technically true. Best kind of true. She laughs and sighs. Uthgard, you truly are an enigma. You're a strong and physically imposing woman. Attempt to flirt. Oh, hell yeah. She covers her mouth and tusks with a hand. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Phylogenic agenda added. What the hell is that? Tell me. Game, tell me what that is. She's trying not to laugh. You've got one shot. She's bedazzled by your confidence. Don't fuck this up. Charisma. I don't want to fumble a baddie. Tell her she has nice tusks. You've got really nice tusks. I bet you carry me around like a straw doll. I'm not having to flirt. Girl. Girl, you got nice tusks. Thank you. How nice of you to notice. She's desperately trying not to laugh. Fuck. Sweat. Tremors. Be worried. The skin end very badly. Charisma, DC 10. Try and save it. She is thoroughly entertained by your antics. Okay. Charisma, I'm counting you, bro. Don't fuck me over. This is important. This is the moment. Oh, thank goodness. 21. Your mind races as you feel something within reach out towards the orc lady. For a moment, you see yourself through her eyes. Suddenly, you realize how awkward you're being, but also how you can save the situation entirely. This is it. The forbidden art. Too powerful for any one man to wield. Is this the look? Please be the look. Oh. Is this the power of empathy? Really? This is not difficult. Oh. Use empathy. Ah, right. This orc, she likes a straightforward attitude. So just ask her in a confident tone. Something like, when this all blows over, how about you and I have a nice dinner someplace fancy? Oh, I know this great place down by the river. When I'm done saving the world, let's go eat there. Pose stoically. You, me, dinner. You, me, dinner. The orc chuckles. I am curious to see what's underneath that helmet of yours. Fine, human. But after the election. I'm quite busy until then. Phylogenic agenda completed. Score! Anything else you wanted? So you're working for the Free Striders? I don't work for the Revolution. It's just a revolution. You fool, you knew that. Maybe. I work for the Ascani Reeds Training Company. We promote the free striders' ideals in Ascan. Currently, we focus on making sure the selection process goes smoothly, along with other economic concerns. I enjoy working with them very much, perhaps not so much on slow days like this, but alas. Thank you for bringing free striderism to Norvik. Democracy, I don't care for it. I like the election, but you're going to lose. I'll say thank you. I don't really view it as an ism, but thank you. I'll be honest, this is one of the reasons I took this job. Speaking with individuals such as yourself, hearing what they have to say. So thank you for that. She's being genuine. Alright, I'm done asking questions. Oh, silly me. Talking about myself all the time. What about you? I'm your saver. I'm a literal walking corpse. That's not important. Stare off into the distance. Yeah. Saying it like that makes you sound anything but. I'm here on important business. Business, you say. She leans in and squints at you. Fascinating. Perhaps I can be of service, Uthgard, for your business. Where's the Goblin Chieftain? Lady Sageleaf? Just headed down these stairs. Good luck getting an audience, though. By moving your head to the side and using your eyes to look south, you see a guard of some sort. You see a goblin or two on the ramparts. Is she busy? I sure hope so. It took us months to get in a room with her to discuss some renovations in the Holes. The Holes, a common slang for the central spire of apartments in Tolstad. The lower ones are less fancy. If she's not busy, she's a bitch. Dragging a Tolstad my ass. She catches herself from releasing any more profane comments. Anything else? She looks annoyed now. Tell me what you know about the tea shop. The tea shop that blew up, she says dramatically. Sounds like a magazine tale. I heard it was an accident. The Post mentioned it in passing. Minor mishap, I believe was the official quote. Although from what people tell me, it was quite the explosion. Quite. So you weren't in the area? No, I was on North Wall, company business. North Wall, one of the 5 districts in Norvik, known as the industrial district for many factories built along the river. This is where you live. The sign of an outsider. She calls it the North Wall instead of just North Wall. She looks inland. Inland, a term for travel towards the endless waste, away from the coast. I did see the smoke. It was as clear as day. What do you think was the cause, Earthguard? I believe there was spellcasting involved. Maybe it was tea leaves. If the magistrate says in an accident, I believe it's an accident. Probably spellcasting. Could very well be the case. Hold on. Are you here to investigate the tea shop? Don't answer that. She has no control over you. She's a free strider, so why run? Stand against her. She has no right. Yes? Really now? Say no. Say no. Yes? Interesting. I'll be honest. I just assumed the city would ignore it. But they sent you. It's sort of a giveaway. Clearly someone thinks this is an esoteric mess if they sent a cleric to look into it. Why would the city avoid sending a representative? What exactly have you heard? Esoteric. I keep hearing that word. What does it mean exactly? Well, I'm here now. Duh, because the election, of course. Look, Tolstad is a highly volatile district with lots of extremist ties. I believe this tea shop acted as a sort of lightning rod. So when a place like that blows up, why would any faction spend resources on investigating it? Especially when those resources could be spent on trying to win the terribly important election. Sound reasoning. While some might see it as corruption, I'd classify it more as a simple, boring, but ultimately harmless bureaucracy. What exactly have you heard? It blew up. Fireplace incident. Bullshit, of course. Most likely a rogue spellcaster. Esoteric. I keep hearing that word. What does it mean exactly? It means... Her eyes wander for a while. Her brows furrows. It's determined to describe whenever anything queer happens, whether the cause would be regular spellcasting or something more... esoteric. I'm sure you've noticed something you couldn't explain rationally, then that would be esoteric. I assumed you of all people would know what it is, considering she mimics casting spell with her hands and points at you. Well, I'm here now. You sure are. And good luck, cleric. If there's anything that Ascani Reeds Trading Company can do to help you out, let me know. You can usually find me down in our HQ on Water Lane. She smiles in a way that completely breaks down your defenses, looking forward to seeing you there. A kind gesture with ill intent. Alright, I'm done discussing business. Alright, about the doors. I'll solve this. Wouldn't that be something that you just could just swoop in and save the day? We'll see. We sure will. Nod your head and leave. Alright. Buddy. Whoops. Go away. Alright, buddy. I spoke with Ancient Vera. Really now. And what did the brute say? Careful now. This situation is on a blade's edge. You can either taunt him to see what you can get out to get him to act out, or you can try to reason with them. Or simply tell them to leave. Dwarf is pulsating with a surge of masculinity. This might be the start of a fight, if you're lucky. Just tell them you took his side. He'll be reasonable. I told her you and your men are on the right. You should leave now. If you don't leave before sundown, you'll be fined and arrested. A pretty nobleman like you wouldn't want to get arrested now, would you? I told her you and your men are on the right. Of course you did. And she laughed in your face, I presume. She's technically right, but morally wrong. Yeah, well... He glares at the orc once more. Fucking free striders. The words are spoken from deep within. You sense his resolve in your damn guts. The other dwarves start grumbling among themselves. Hey, he says, leaning in. What do you expect me to do, huh? These boys are counting on me. He's standing here for pride and nothing more. It's only good for the cause and if his men... It is only good for the cause and for his men if they leave at this point. You must show him the truth. As terrible as it is, leaving is the best option for these poor activists. Show him why it's in his best interest to leave. You stood up for him, so... Minus EC3. Come on, Wisdom, you're my buddy. All we need is a 2. 20? Bitchin'! Nat 20 success. You search the possible things you could say to narrow it down. The dwarf is clearly in a sensitive situation. He needs to appear as a strong leader, one standing against tyranny. You must show that you are on his side in a battle against oppression. The cause will be better off with you as a free man. You gain nothing from being arrested. Just go. Don't put your boys in danger because of your pride. All these are kind of like not as powerful as I expected. Let's think about it. Yeah. This seems like the right choice, but this seems like a false choice. Because obviously the boys would be like, no, but our pride dictates that, you know, we stand against oppression. I'll go with the first one. The cause will be better off with you as a free man. You see the thoughts starting to swirl behind the dwarf's dark eyes. He turns to his companions and raises a hand. Boys, we're leaving. Disgruntled as they are, none of them complain too much as they pack up their tools and grab their green banner. Before setting off, as Alphaz gives you a stern look. You're a strange lad, but I see you're nothing like her. If you want to do some real good on Tolstad, then join us. Find us down in the crossing. He nods and walks away with his band of unhappy dwarves. Finally got rid of him. Phew. Let's go talk with the orc again. Head off. Cool. Hey, hammer. Nails beware. Simple hammer. +1 constitution. Advantage in situations where you might need a hammer. Feels like an accessory. Nope, it's a weapon. +1 dex and wisdom is more important than just 1 constitution, though. Also, I'm kind of low on health. Yummy! Hey, baby. I have to say, with all due respect, well done. Right, the dwarves. Oh yes, I saw the whole thing. The whole thing? So that's how you handled them, by resolving it with a few kind words. Won't say that's not impressive on its own, human. She's actually quite annoyed that you didn't solve it with more force. I said what I had to say. No blood spilled. Mission complete. Alphaz was in his right to be here. I said what I had to say. Fair enough. At least it's over now. You've done a great service to the Ascani Reeds Trading Company today. And on the topic of payment, she hands you a pouch of silver coins. 50 coins. Yes! Jackpot! Ah, that hit the spot. Give me another job, now. Thanks. She gives you a kind smile. May Earth smile upon you. And do visit our trading post down on Water Lane if you have the time. I would love to see you there. She would love to make use of you there. For profit. I love you. I'm sorry? She pretends not to hear you. Oh, fuck. Quick, back up. Change subject. It grumbles to the lowest part of your gut. It turns. No, don't let this terrifically handsome woman know the truth. I said I'll be seeing you. I said I'll be leaving now. I said I love this weather I'm having. I love you. She laughs, wiping some of the sweat off her forehead. Uh-huh. What? Bow before her quietly. I love you. we double down. The large woman makes an awkward chuckle. Her eyes dart away from you. So I'll be going now. Her dismissal. It hurts. I love you. Good luck to you too. She mutters and walks away at that brisk pace. You know, I think that was a success. Shut up. Charisma. That was painful. Now it's just you alone in the circle square. Quest complete. Yeah, she's into me. Yeah, she's into it. Okay. We're gonna save here. New save file. Toast that day 1 at 11:38. Save game. Okay. So that'll do it for Esoteric app. That was absolutely hilarious. I gotta keep playing more. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I love you.